Good morning. What is going on in gun America? Do we have anybody out there? Can you hear me? Is there anybody in there? Please knock if you can hear me. Is there anybody home? So anyways, to this morning's conversation, if I can actually get anyone to stop by this morning. I know it's awful early out on the West Coast. I'm just trying to see if anybody's up and if they are interested in talking about annealing. I also have a invitation in the chat if anyone would like to come on the show this morning and talk about annealing. Or anything really, gun related, reloading related. I may just be broadcasting into the out into the abyss. The abyss, I say. So what is going on with everyone out there? It looks like my primer sealant is out for delivery, which, by the way, if anybody is interested in what primer sealer is, it is clear nail polish. It's like polyurethane, basically. I live in Florida. I'm a certified open water scuba diver and have been fishing, snorkeling, scuba diving with spear guns with power heads on them. And we would simply take clear nail polish and paint around the primer and around where the bullet goes into the mouth of the cartridge case, let them dry for about 5-10 minutes, and they were good to go. Down to 100 feet, is what I dove to when I was doing that kind of thing. So with no problem. Let's see. 67 Rebel, what is going on, brother? Good morning to you as well. If you would like to come on the show, I've got a link in the comments there. I want to basically, I'm curious on what type of annealing machine I need to buy. I've been looking at a couple. I'm looking right now at the Annealings. For the simple fact of the matter is, it basically you can load anything from 223 to 30-06, and you order a little wheel for it, and you can order you can get it to run 300 blackout, and so the minuses on it are that it is on the cartridges lay on them sides, and there's another one that Brownell sells that's almost $600 that spins the cartridges upright like my finger, vertical, and basically each cartridge goes in front of two flames set up on either side, and then it spins for as many seconds as you want and progresses on. But I mean, that's almost $600, and the Annealings is $275. Probably right around 300. Hey, single shot, brother, what's going on? You and 67 Rebel just hanging out this morning. I am talking about annealing. I want to get into annealing. I need to start annealing my brass. I'm buying more expensive brass now. And I figure, heck, if I'm going to do the expensive brass, I might as well do the range pickup 223 that I shoot for plinking loads. And this machine, the Annealings, allows me to stick 100 or so cartridges in there, and it just pops them out, and drops them into a little bucket. I can even fill it with a little distilled water and basically put them in the dryer that I have. Let's see, a good cheap way is to use the battery drill and spark plug. Yeah, the spark plug socket. I've used these glass baking dish and water method. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar with the NRA method. This is one that I learned years ago just listening to the old timers when I was a young kid back in the 70s, how they would anneal their cartridges. And I didn't start reloading till 6 or 7 years, 6 years ago now. But the reason why I want to get a machine is I have no depth perception. I have one eye and I am limited on vision. So I can set a machine up and get it to hit where it's supposed to if I've got restraints for the torch, and then load the machine up and run them through once I figure out it's around a 4 second interval that the piece of brass is going to have to be hit. And from what I understand, and I know what kind of to look for, and about over annealing. So I guess I'm pretty much I'm set on there's a couple of machines out there. One of them $600, and I don't see me spending $600 on an annealer. That yeah, I'll use it, but I just $600. That's just ridiculous. And then they have one called the Amp, which is annealing made perfect, and it uses a basically a coil to heat up induction, and those machines are $1,200-$1,300 with the Aztec program, and it burns up one piece of brass per annealing. And I was like, if I'm not going to spend 600, I'm not going to spend 1,300 either. Let's see what we got going on here. How are you doing? Been hearing you're a bit under the weather. Yeah, single shot. I've been having an allergic reaction to medication that I'm on, and basically the medication that I'm on is life sustaining. I'm on injectable insulin, and I'm on 9 different blood pressure pills, 2 kidney pills, um, a anti-anxiety type of medication, and I've been on these pills for a while because of my type 1 diabetes and because I've had 2 minor strokes, and basically I'm just breaking out all over, and was like, I really didn't want to get in front of the camera and stuff, but I've been taking some antihistamines that are specially ordered in by the doctor so that they don't mess with my kidney function or raise my blood sugar, like Claritin or what's the other one that's real big? It's uh, Benadryl. So I can't take those, but I'm just hanging in there and want to, reach out and just talk about doing some annealing. Hey, Uncle Jim. Morning to you, brother. What's going on? Morning, dew. Um. Oh, don't worry about my health, brother. I've been dealing with diabetes since 1979, and it's just, life throws everybody some different things now and then, and I don't think it ever throws you anything you can't handle. You just have to sometimes adapt, change your ways a little bit, and overcome it. All of us have tests that we go through. So, but on a brighter note, I'm thinking if you guys, I'm trying to see if I could probably jump over here and drop. Yeah, I can do that. Let me see here real quick. Um, See, I'm a newbie to the StreamYard. I'm used to using Hangouts, and I know how to share screens and stuff like that. But what I can do, I believe, is I can drop a link to the machine that I am looking at let's see here. Okay, I think I just was able to, hold on here. Let me see if I can do something. All this computer stuff. You guys, I grew up in the 70s and never had a job that had anything to do with computers. I was a truck driver. Well, I repoed cars and stuff, so there's that. But there's the let me see here. Yeah, there's the doohickey. Single shot. I'm a type 2 also. Yeah, well, um, type 2 is a totally different animal. I know quite a bit about medicine and medical. I was an EMT with the Orlando Fire Department for a few years and a fireman. And basically, my dad was a fireman for 24 and a half years. But the bottom line is type 2, you really need to watch what you eat all the time. It's more of a diet orientated. Usually people that are slightly overweight or get older, they accumulate fat that doesn't burn off as quickly because your testosterone levels in your body drop as you get older. It's all natural, and your belly fat starts to accumulate, and your insulin production starts to slow down. And basically, you can take like I think it's called Met Forte. There's a few other ones you can take to help your pancreas still produce insulin and more of it, so that your sugars will run more controlled, and your hemoglobin A1Cs will be more controllable. So basically, I hope you the best with it. Make sure you stay on top of it, take your medications and all that, as you know. It is a pain in the butt. And if you take care of yourself and you watch your blood sugars, drink lots of water, get a little exercise, and watch what you eat, you'll never be on insulin and you'll never have to deal with the problems of being on it with your circulatory system. But yeah, so there's a couple different annealing machines. Uncle Jim, what do you use to anneal, or do you anneal at all? I know you do a lot of uh, straight walled cases with the 44 and the 357. Do you anneal your pistol brass? Is it even necessary? That's what I was kind of wondering about. And there should be a way that I can see on here how many people are on the live stream, and I'm kind of a newbie at this, so I don't know where. It used to be real clear when you were using Hangouts, because it would say right there, real big, this many people following your broadcast. But I don't see the. And it's probably looking at me right in the face, but the old blind man. My wife told me the other day I think someone was making a homemade annealing machine. Yeah, I know Dead Horse had been trying to get one made, and someone else was too. Let's see, Echo, pretty smart. I use a torch, but not pistol brass. Okay. So you just do the old school way of using the pistol brass to, or the torch, where you hold it in a socket of some sort, or set it on some type of uh, lazy Susan, or some way to rotate it and hit it as you're rotating it. The only problem, I mean, I could see that working perfectly fine and being really cheap. And I'm wanting to spend money because here's the thing. I can't see, like, if I'm holding a piece of brass out in front of me, like this gentleman, and I'm holding the torch, I can't tell how close I am to it until I'm almost touching it, or the actual flame is hitting the torch where I can see it bend. So I will over anneal badly. And there's no consistency on where I'll hold it unless I had some way to put the piece of brass on something and then mount the torch and spin it without spilling it over and all this and that. So I'm just like, give me a machine that I can load up and set up the torch prior so that I know it's hitting right on the case, because I've got like a little piece of brass that I can throw in there of the same caliber that I use to calibrate it to that. And I mean, that'll be brass that just gets cooked. But I'll set it up. And then once I get it set, then I load the machine up and I set the time on it, and boom. And I go through it. I know it's about a 4-second deal. Elfsters has a make it yourself for around $100. Okay, and that's the one where I think he had like a pie pan that would spin around and it would grab. I mean, it worked really good. Can you guys hear me now? Is that better? I can't. I don't know. Let me go back into my mic and turn it. Is it way loud now? Okay, let's go down here. Let's see. Audio. Okay. All right, gentlemen, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's fine. It's fine. Okay, how's the sounds good? How's the level? Everything's still 5x5? So what were you talking about for 10 minutes? Okay. Basically, what I was talking about for 10 minutes was more or less annealing. There's a couple of different annealing machines that I'm looking at, and the reason why I'm going with the annealing machine, well, the annealees that I'm looking at, is because um, it's an updated version. It's $275, and it's got the ability to adjust the torch, and it seems to be built very well. But I am going to, before shelling out the cash, of course, I'm going to go ahead and look at the one that everybody's recommending in the live chat. So I'm going to check everything out and see how that's going. Um, I've already ordered my propane. Let's put it that way. I have been talking about the fact that I shoot a lot of precision rifle. I have a Ruger precision rifle, their new one with the chassis system in 308 Winchester. And I figured if I'm going to buy this annealer to use it for the precision rifle brass that I'm buying now, because I just ordered some Lapua brass, and it was not cheap. It was $129 for 100 pieces of brass, and I almost had a heart attack when I saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I still have to pay shipping. And so now I've got to the point that the brass is so expensive, I want to get all the life out of it as I can. I'm no longer spending $40 on 100 pieces of Starline, which, that's good brass. But, for the type of ammunition I'm trying to turn out for certain things, it's just, it's good, but it's not the cream of the crop. I put Starline as a working class man's brass. It's very, very well made. I don't have any issues with it. I mean, my overall length on my match brass from Starline, which is small rifle primer, 308 Winchester, it only varied a thousandth of an inch in overall length in 100 pieces. Probably a handful were 2006 instead of 2000 2.005. So and the weights were pretty close, but when you order the Lapua, you get a thicker body, more resilient brass. You get a more evenly weighted case from case to case to case, and you get what you pay for. But I figure since I am, what is it? Let's see here. I've missed a couple of these. O Echo on the AM. Nice. Hey, Vanessa. What's up, girl? So, what were you talking about for the last 10 minutes? Uncle Jim is hilarious. I'm trying to catch you up, Jim. Ozark has the ease one. You can see if he still likes it. Okay, so Ozark. All right, I will try to get over to his channel and ask him. And let's see, Curtis Long, listening at work, brother. Good for you, Curtis. I hope work's going easy for you today. I hope they're not beating you down too hard over there. He's probably like, I'm working from home still. Are you back in the office yet, or are you still working from home? I basically am going to be talking to Ozark, I guess. I guess that's the guy I need to talk to. So, anybody else do any annealing the old fashioned way or new way or whatever? Back at the shop. Okay. Well, it's good to get out of the house. I bet you've been cooped up there for a little bit. Some people are like, yeah, I like coming home to do my work. And then a lot of people are like, yeah, I was cool for the first couple of weeks, so maybe the first month or so. And then my wife started driving me nuts because people are just, it's different. It's not that, their wives are a pain in the ass or the husband is a pain in the ass. It's just the fact that it's different. You're around each other all the time now. And these are things that people that go into retirement, that have been married 25 years or more, they go into retirement and all of a sudden they're around each other all the time and they end up kind of driving each other at nuts at first. And then they find out, hey, you know what? I'll get into some hobbies I always wanted to do. And sometimes they'll be the same type of interest. Sometimes they'll be totally different. And they'll do their things and then they have things to talk about before dinner. Oh, I did this today, or I working in the garden today, or this or that. The situation changes, but it just you got to kind of adapt and overcome. And I've had to do that because I'm disabled now, so it's kind of like a role reversal where I worked any day, any just about 7 days a week, 80 to 90 hours a week. I drove tractor trailer and I owned my own recovery business where I repoed cars for banks and buy here, pay here lots in the beginning. Um, so I spent a lot of hours in behind the wheel of a vehicle. And when I lost my ability to drive, I kind of changed things. So now my wife is a breadwinner and I'm kind of like the homebody. We kind of a little bit of a role reversal, but it gives me more time to hang out with my friends online and around the neighborhood and stuff and do some shooting and reloading. And now it looks like I'm going to be doing some annealing. And I said to myself, this was years ago, I said, you know what, but before I buy, somebody told me, they're like, did you see that new amp, annealing made perfect machine? And I was like, yeah, $1,300. I'm like, the day I spend $1,300 on a machine to anneal brass so I can shoot it a little longer is the day I go out and buy more brass. And then I ended up, I'm coming to this point now because I'm starting to get case hardening around the mouths of my brass to the point where it's starting to affect seating of bullets. They're not sitting true. Because they're hitting hard spots that don't flex. It's causing the bullet to cant off. And I've checked 3 different presses. I've checked 2 different $150 competition redding dies. It's basically it has to be that, because I've noticed, because I'm neck sizing and I think I'm putting a little bit too much force on the handle when I'm putting it down. And let's put it this way: I turned wrenches on big tractor trailers, caged air brakes, pulled wheels and drive shafts out, on half-inch bolts. So I'm a little bit heavy when I put any kind of force onto stuff, so I kind of overdo things. So, Uncle Jim, where does it say on here in this how many people I have on right now? I know back in Hangouts Day, it had a real clear thing that it would show you. And I know this has probably got one too. I want to say somebody said it was an eyeball or something. And like it's showed, but it's like hard for me to make it out. Where is it? Where are you? You would think it would be somewhere right around the screen. I used to make fun of my dad when he was like looking at like adding machines. God, I can't see this. My arms aren't long enough anymore. And I'd giggle and be like, "What do you want? I'll just do it myself for you." And he's like laughing. He's like, "Hi, dude, what's that say?" And I'm just like, "Are you kidding me? You can't read that?" And now I'm like blind, and now the calculator has become the computer. American Reloader. Hey, brother, what's going on? My AR Guns channel. Hey, Echo, can't find your channel. Hold on, brother. Let me see if somebody will put a thing up, or hold on. Let me see if I can do it. This is something. Let me see here for a second. Let's see if I could figure out my ass from a hole in the ground for a second here. Go over here, I think. Okay, where is it? Do, do, do. Okay, so I was hitting the wrong doohickey. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna put. Okay. How do I. Do, do, do. Alright, let me try to think here. My brain is like, computer. Oh, here we go. Embed, email, copy. There we go. let's see if I was actually able to do this. Hold on. The man that does not know how to do much of anything with a computer I am not promising you guys anything, but this is a link to my latest video or whatever, and you should be able to use this to on top of side chat. Okay. Oh, hold on here. Okay, it says in broadcast. It says huh. No, I'm not seeing it on top of the side chat. I mean, is it there, Pot? I mean, could it be there somewhere? Could it? I mean, where the hell? It's like around the world in 90 days with the man that's blind as a bat. Let me see. He's like on top of side chat. Let me get a gander up in here. See, maybe I'm missing it. Am I missing it? I don't know. That's crazy. Because you would think. Man, that's kind of crazy. You would think that they would have made it like stick out. And you know what? It's probably like right here somewhere. And for some reason, I can't see it. The blind man says, I cannot see it, but that's all right. We'll get back on topic here. Found it. Echo. All right, brother. AR Guns, I'm glad you were able to find that. I need a second device to see. Go, Jim. Looks like you have 6 in chat. Thank you, Uncle Jim. Always a pleasure, brother. Yes, so I'm going to check out what everybody's saying on the Annealings and on the ones that are made by the fellas in our community and check them out and see what they have to offer before I open the door, or I should say open my wallet and stick anything in someone else's hand. So, has anybody been doing any reloading this morning? Uncle Jim, have you been up to anything this morning? Messing around the shop, or you been busy doing other stuff, just relaxing today, or is the weather bad where you're at as well? I think Jerry said the weather was bad where he was at. I know he doesn't live exactly near you. I don't know how far away. I'm guessing a little bit. Cloudy in Georgia. Yeah, it's actually pretty darn nice in Florida where I'm at on the coast. Not too bad. The only thing that I've we had rain last night real late, but nothing this morning. And well, yeah, things may be changing because it seems like there's not as much light coming through the window on the shop now, so that means it may be getting a little bit overcasty. But yeah, I just I just want to I think get into doing the annealing so that I can basically soften up my brass a little bit. I was doing some research on it, and it's really kind of interesting is how the annealing works, how it basically crystallizes. Uh, it crystallizes the brass and causes it to change the way the grains of brass go, and it restructures the crystals in the grains to flow in one direction, which softens the brass from being work hardened. And if done correctly, you can literally double the life of your brass, and sometimes in rare occasions even get more life out of it in lower pressure cartridges. But what I'm interested in is just softening up that mouth and the and just the neck and the top of the shoulder. That way, that stays pliable, and it also it seals up the front of my chamber really well. When I fire the rifle, I don't have any blow by that comes back and is going to cut my bolt face. Let's see here. Just got out of bed. I can judge the weather by Jerry's day off. By Jerry's days off. Hilarious, dude. I can judge the weather by Jerry's days off. Whenever Jerry has a day off, it's going to be crappy weather. That's how it seems. Poor Jerry, bless his heart, dude. He's a good guy. He works his ass off, and it seems like every time he gets a day off and he wants to go shooting. I know when he first got that Vaccaro Ruger in 45 long Colt, he was wanting to go shoot it, and it was cold, and he was out there just freezing his rear end off. And then he ended up going a couple of weeks later with Lakeview Outdoors and Dead Horse to a range indoor because it was so cold they could not shoot outside. Yeah, when I drove tractor trailer, I was talking to Jerry about it the other night. See, Jerry's married and he's got a house and stuff. When I drove tractor trailer, I lived out of my tractor, and I would come home, 1 month out of the year, and I would stay with my dad. And he used to drive tractor and trailer when he first got out of the military. So basically, I drove, and you'd make a lot of money and you'd have nowhere to spend it. You would absolutely have nowhere to spend it. I would always come home and have him give it to my dad and be like, put this in the bank. Because I didn't even have a bank account. I would just get my paycheck and give it to my dad. And then he would give me like $75 to buy groceries and stuff for the truck. And everything else, we had com checks that we would fill out and write for fuel and even for food, and everything that we bought food wise while we were in that truck was a tax write off. So it was like nothing but money. And then we would come back and we would buy something, nice, a gun or something, go shoot it, clean it, put it in the safe at dad's house, and then I wouldn't see that for 6 more months or whatever. It was ridiculous. And that's when my dad told me, he's like, dude, you're never going to enjoy driving tractor trailers if you want to have a life. at home. It's very hard. You either have to find a woman that'll travel with you, or one that's okay living by herself because you're going to be gone so much. Or you take a huge pay cut and you drive a Coca-Cola cab truck in town doing deliveries, and you work 3, 4 times as hard because you have to load and unload the truck at every stop. So I said, nah. I got into the fire department, and I later got into owning my own repo business with another fireman, and had a couple of trucks, and we did all kinds of repossessive work. Even repossessed trailers when I got a semi wrecker. Would go into trailer parks and repo complete trailers. Don King. Oh, Lord, Uncle Jim. You need a cup of coffee, don't you? He's like espresso. But yeah, if anybody wants to come on, and the it's posted in the chat. So let me do this with his little things. But the StreamYard chat is up in the top if you guys want to come on the show or anything. I'm keeping an eye over here just in case. But yeah, I think probably need to figure out what I'm gonna do, what thing I'm gonna get, and hopefully it'll be working jam up. I'm getting ready to. I got some dyes in. As long as I just wish I could. The primers would come back around, and some of the powders. I really wasn't prepared for pistol. I've got large Magnum pistol primers. I've got like 2,000 of them because I use them in 458 SOCOM. But I need some small and large pistol primers. Once those come back into stock, I can get a hold of those and a couple of pistol powders. I've got CFE pistol, and I've got H110, and I've got I want to say Winchester 231 for 380. And but I that's the only pistol powder I have. I want to get some unique because I really like Varget. I can shoot Varget in every rifle cartridge I load for at the current time. Now, once I start doing 6.5 Creedmoor, I'm going to use 4350, just because that powder really does work well. And I've got some 1680 for 300 black, and I've got some other stuff for 458 SOCOM. But Varget is my rifle powder. If I could shoot Varget in 9mm and 45, I would just compress load those and just be like, this Varget works in everything. And yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like. That way I could buy like one pistol powder unique and Varget, and I could just buy like 3 8-gallon, 8-pound jugs of Varget and like 3 8-pound jugs of unique, and not have to worry about anything else. is this? Trying to. What is. I've got to. I still cannot believe I can't figure out. I could have swore I thought it was an eyeball. How many were watching and they showed an eyeball? And am I just. That is so weird that they would not have just somewhere where you could be like, hey, dude, this is how, you would think that that would, oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. It's in, I knew it was somewhere. Okay, check it out. It tells me how long I've been live for in the top left hand of the actual picture screen that you guys are watching. I've got a little thing that says live 1 hour, 48 seconds. And then next to it, it's got an eyeball and it says 5 people. So live viewers 5, and it says Echo and the Bunnyman live viewers is the only one, I guess, is what it's trying to. Yeah, the only person on the show is me. Okay, that's cool. So, all right, reloading. So I've been working on some 556 223. It's just 223. It's 556 brass, but I'm not going to load it to 556 pressure levels. This is stuff that's range pickup, so I want to be on the safe side. So I'll load it to like the max Varget pressure level, because Varget is a very stable powder, and the M16 AR-15 was designed to run off of stick powder because it is temperature stable. So that's one of the reasons Eugene Stoner had picked the extruded powder to begin with, knowing that his weapons system was going to be deployed in Southeast Asia, where temperatures vary from anywhere from 90 degrees to 120 degrees in the jungle. And ball powder has a real issue with when you're in extreme heat of really getting over gassy and making weapon system run a lot harder. We didn't have this problem in Germany and in Europe when we were fighting World War II, because of the temperatures weren't that hot. But when we were first in Vietnam and as advisors in the late 50s, early 60s, we were still using M1 Garands. We had them in Vietnam, and we found out very quickly that ball powder caused the M1 Garand to bend op rods all the time, because you were in such a higher heat that the cartridges were heating up, and these cartridges were loaded, some of these cartridges 25, 30 years earlier, and designed for temperatures in the you know 20, 30 degrees at sometimes the highest. So that was an issue. Um, let's see. That's funny. So, is everybody gonna be? What is everybody gonna be doing today? Uncle Jim, are you gonna be doing a video? Basically, is what are you doing today? Air guns, AR guns, 1776. That was a good year. That's when we let the first tyrannical government know that we weren't going to put up with their bull crap anymore. I know Uncle Jim liked the rant the other night about I'd had enough. And you know what? Here's the thing. Here's what makes me mad. I called up and complained. I sent an email to Jeff Flemings at Midway USA. Very nice letter. I wasn't obnoxious or anything. I just said, this is the problem I keep having. What's going on? I was just wanting to check. And I had ordered another die. I had to get a taper die for 350 Legend, and my RCBS 350 Legend die set came with a roll crimp. Well, you can't use a roll crimp on a auto loading 350 Legend, because if you do, you're shortening the brass and you're messing with the headspace of where the cartridge sits. It will end up wedging itself down at the base. And so, more or less, what I did was I ordered this other die, and they sent it the exact same way. So I order a die set from Brownells, and I can't remember. It was another RCBS die set, I think. And Brownells sent it to me in a bubble bag. But what Brownells did was they taped the bubble bag so that it was the size of the die box, and it was taped completely up with the clear tape, and it had my label on there, and it was secured, and it had, all the bubbles were all the way around the entire deal. And it didn't open up. The dies got here fine, no problem. And then I ordered from Midway USA. I got some competition dies, and these were Redding, and these were not cheap. I had to order a 3 die set, competition 45 ACP. Let's see, where are we going with the 45 ACP. And it did not come with an expander because this is a competition die set up for a progressive press, so they say. So I had to order a Redding professional expander die for 45 ACP, and this is one of their premium dies, so that was another $50. So you got $260. Well, this came from Midway USA. It was $200 and some dollars, and it this time came in a cardboard box. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, I guess you got to spend $200 before they spend $2 on a box for you. So that kind of burnt my britches. I was like, okay, so if you spend more, you get more. I guess you don't. And also, I what really kind of irritated me was both times I had the expedited shipping. So I spent almost an extra $20 in shipping for next business day delivery because I didn't want that die set sitting in one of those bubble bags taking 10 days to get here to my door and beat all to crap before it gets here. So, I mean, basically, I'm thinking about pulling an FFL and just start opening up a reloading store right here in St. Pete. Or get carrying presses, powder, primers, bullets, and work with people and show them how to reload, do classes and stuff, and help people out. I've been thinking about doing that for a while. And you know what? I could do it as a 501c, make no profit, so I don't jeopardize my disability, and just do it all as a thing to help the public and teach people how to reload and, spend some time showing people that actually care how to reload and do stuff. I would enjoy that. It'd give me this, it'd make this old fart happy to sit around and teach people. I might do a 300 blackout with Willie's bullet. Yeah, sometimes it is kind of tricky with the bubble bags. All right, ladies and gents, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Uncle Jim's been lucky with the bubble bags. Yeah, I'm not a big bubble bag fan at all. Can you hear me, Jim? Trying to see if this is back on. Yes, can hear you. Okay. I'm charging my headphones. The hell? Got the large and in charge on there. So, yeah, I ended up, I tell you, oh, hold on, ladies and gents. I got to take this call. I'll be right back. That was ridiculous, and I apologize. My doctor called and wanted to, ask me a million questions on a anti-allergy pill because I'm breaking out like a freaking moron. So I probably lost everyone, which did I? I can barely see. No, there's 6 people still here. Well, thank you for hanging in there, everyone. Elsa Gunda was on the phone. What is this? Love pineapple barbecue pizza. That sounds good. I like the barbecue pizza from Pizza Hut. I like me some barbecue pizza. We are here. AR guns. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And you guys hear me? I go over here and test my gypsy waller here. Let me see. Let's go over here to audio and see if do they have any kind of audio. Okay. Hey, hey, hello, hello, hello. Okay, I'm getting audio. So we got it. We got it. We hear you. Awesome. So, anyways, back to guns, reloading, and bullets and bombs over Baghdad. That's all I got to say. Some bombs over Baghdad. Now that we are doing this live stream, I tell you, gentlemen and ladies, if there's a nice young lady out there, Vanessa, if you're still around, um, I tell you, I don't know. I think that we all need to seriously consider buying wheel guns this year to and I'm talking about Magnum wheel guns. And the reason being is usually you don't shoot as many bullets out of a Magnum wheel gun as you would out of a semi-automatic, like a 9mm or something. If you've got a 454 Casull or a 500 Smith or a 460 Smith, chances are, a box of 20 cartridges are going to last you all day. And I'm thinking about that's why I want to get this Encore, Contender Encore, and I want to get like a 4570 barrel, and I want to get it in stainless. I want a 4570 barrel, and I want a black powder 50 caliber rifled black powder barrel, and I also want to get a 6.5 Creedmoor barrel. And I'll scope the 6.5. Excuse me. Scope the 6.5 and the 4570, and just plain sight the black powder rifle. Good Lord. Hold on. I got a cat in the background meowing, my little baby. She's all meowing, daddy, daddy, daddy. So, yeah, I figure if I get the black powder rifle, I can get dead horse or to make me some what are they called, round ball, or some of the actual bullets, the they're not truncated cones. What do they call those damn things? They're not sabos. They're for the love of goodness, what do they call them? Conical shape, like mini ball, like some mini ball. And I'm not gonna pour powder from a flask. I'm gonna use the little pellets, the Pyrex, I believe they're called, Pyrex pellets. Two or three of them. I'm gonna get the Magnum so that it'll hold 350 grains, and then just throw me some pellets or some round balls in there, or some mini ball, or Dead Horse likes to call them, Minet ball. But down here in the South, boy, I tell you what, you don't hear no boy calling them Minet ball. We call it a mini ball. You got one of them there mini balls, boy, I tell you what. But serious though, in that way, I can, here's my thing. I get an Encore. It's a single shot rifle, precision. I can shoot any caliber from 17 HMR all the way up to and including I believe 416 Barrett, 460 Barrett, or whatever it is. I think it's 416. It may handle that cartridge, but I know they go up into the 500 nitro, I believe. You can shoot some big stuff in there. So basically, what I hope to do is you can buy usually for $200 to $400. You can buy a barrel and say I want to try out a caliber. Like, say I've been kind of curious about that 204 Ruger caliber, and I know for about $190 I can get a barrel, and then I can buy a set of Lee dies and reload for 204 Ruger, shoot it a little bit. If I don't like it, I sell the barrel on Gunbroker or Florida Gun Trader, or trade it for another barrel, and I can send that right to someone's door, or I can order a barrel right to my house, just like an upper to an AR-15. And if I like the cartridge and I think, hey, this is pretty neat, it loads nice, it shoots well, I can build it in an AR-15 or an LR-308 platform. So that's kind of where that's going to be my test bed for actually, cartridge development, and to get me into different calibers at a reasonable price, so that I can simply go and test it, and if it works out great, heck, I can shoot it in the Encore, or I can shoot it in an AR. No problems, no questions asked, no problems. Buku, tu buku. VC number 10, GI number 1. So yeah, hanging out with the Bunny Man on a what? Wait a minute now. I believe today is Thursday. Hold on here. Yes, it's Thursday, April 15th. And welcome to the Bunny's Lair. Let's see what we got going on today, and who's who and hooty who. Okay. What's going on in the YouTube scene? See if we've got anybody uploading anything. Okay, roll call 219. Davis Museum, Claremore, Oklahoma. I guess he was checking that out. Guys from Blue Collar Blue Collar uploaded this morning. Blue Collar Logic. These are just some shout outs to some people that I watch. If they happen to have one pop up today, I like to give a little this is what's going on in the world of Echo and the Bunnymen today. What is it? Okay, well, let's see. Bunch of bite-sized tech. If anybody's into any kind of computer stuff, bite-sized tech. It's a channel I watch. They're good family outfit that does computer stuff. Very good. Good Luck America. Guy, old police officer from California, and basically a really nice guy. Owns a little ranch in Texas. Has a couple horses, and he's retired. And if you get a chance, go give him a check. Check his channel out. It's called Good Luck America. His first name's Rick, and that's his gun channel. He's a great guy, and he is a very, very, very big um, critic of police officers and how they conduct their business today, and how that they kind of sometimes will step outside the Constitution to kind of try to push a point. And I support law enforcement as long as they don't step past their the Constitution. When they start doing that stuff, I can't stand with them. I'm like, my constitutional rights cost more than their thin blue line, or anybody for that matter. There's been millions of people since 1776 that have laid their lives down for our Constitution and our God given freedoms. And yeah, I hate to say it, but yeah, my Constitution outdoes your dead bodies, because there's millions of people that have given their life for that document to hold true. And God Himself gave us those constitutional rights, and they're inalienable. They're absolutely they're they're solid as a rock. And that's my little rant on the Second Amendment. But yeah, I'm going to start doing me some chats and stuff early in the mornings and whatnot, and some late night ones. And I appreciate each and every one of you that came out here today. Uncle Jim, it's always a pleasure. 67 Rebel, brother, I always appreciate seeing you. Let's see here. Let's see. There's a couple other people I want to give a shout out to here. If I could find my cursor. There it is. There's always a cursor involved. Why is that, huh? Let me see. Vanessa Kitty, appreciate you stopping by, hun. Let's see. If you're out there, give me a holler out. Let me know that you're still in the audience so I can call you off. I'm getting ready to shut this down. I'll probably do another one later on. But for right now, I'm getting ready to shut it down because I just need to take care of some other little things, some honey-do lists. So I hope nobody gets too upset with me. But yeah. AR guns, 1776. Yes, sir. I hope to have another one. We'll get some topics. I hope to get some of you guys on here anytime you want to come on, I will always have, if you look in the top of the chat, if anybody wants to stop in for a few minutes and say hi, you're more than welcome real quick before we shut things down. In the top of this chat, there is a link to StreamYard where you can actually come and join me. And I will keep an eye out for you over in the, let's see here. Here we go. That's it, but it's highlighted. It's up in the top of the chat. You guys want to jump on that and come in and say hi to me with that real quick? That's cool. If you're at work or you're doing stuff that, or you're just getting up and you're on the out near the West Coast and stuff, I completely understand. I'm on the East Coast, so I'm up all before a lot of you guys are. But I appreciate everyone coming out today. Curtis, I will have a great day as well. You too, sir. You have a great day. And all of everyone have a great day. And I will get back on later this afternoon or later this evening and see what people are doing and see if I can drum up something to do that'll interest you in guns or reloading. And until then, you ladies and gentlemen have a nice afternoon and take care. God bless.